Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm excited to share with you my Criterion Collection flash sale haul. This was a 24-hour sale that happened last week, and the Blu-rays finally arrived, and so I want to share that with you today. The first one I'm going to share is this one, and this is The Island of Lost Souls. It's spine number 586. And I just want to give a shout out to a new YouTube channel, but someone who's had a podcast for the longest time. Just the Discs actually featured this one and on a video on his channel. I'll link that channel below as well. And so I wanted to just give a shout out and say thanks for this recommendation. I don't have this one obviously, but I picked it up during the sale based on his recommendation. So I'm a big fan of The Island of Dr. Moreau for sure. This one's got a number of special features on it. The audio commentary featuring a film historian, Gregory Mank, a new conversation between filmmaker John Landis, Oscar-winning makeup artist Rick Baker, and genre expert Rob Burns. New interviews with horror film historian David J. Skal, filmmaker Richard Stanley, the original director of the ill-fated 1996 adaptation, and many, many other special features. I did want to mention too that being a big fan of The Island of Dr. Moreau, I also picked up this. This is not a Criterion Collection release, but this is a movie called Lost Soul, The Doomed Journey of Richard Stanley's Island of Dr. Moreau. And this is really great. And I know that Richard Stanley was referenced there, so I thought I would show this one. If you have a chance to pick up this documentary, it really talks about what happened with this particular production of The Island of Dr. Moreau, and it's very, very good. So that's those. The next one here is The Double Life of Veronique. And again, sorry for the glare here. I've opened a few of these, but not this one, so there's a lot of glare and it's very dark. This one is spine number 359, and I'm lately have been really into Kieslowski films, and so this is one of the ones that I saw part of on the Criterion channel and really enjoyed. This has got a lot of extra features on it. 3 short documentaries by Kieslowski: Factory, Hospital, and Railway Station, The Musicians, a short film by Kieslowski's teacher, the U.S. ending for the film, a candid interview with Kieslowski, and rare behind the scenes. As you may know from the channel too, I'm a big fan of watching filmmakers talk about their work and talk about other films, and so this seems like it has a lot of extra features related to that. So I'm really excited to check this one out and watch the rest of it. This next one is spine number 901. The glare is better here because it's a white, there's some white artwork here. The Philadelphia Story. Again, I've seen this probably on TCM, but I wanted to own this one for a long time, and I'm really excited about it. This has a lot of extra features too. Besides the 4K restoration, it's got an audio commentary from 2005 featuring film scholar Janine Bassinger. In Search of Tracy Lord, a new documentary about the origin of the character and her social milieu. A new piece about actor Katharine Hepburn's role in the development of the film. 2 full episodes of the Dick Cavett Show. I love the Dick Cavett Show, by the way. I may do another video at some point about my love for talk shows, but I love watching old Dick Cavett interviews, and so having a Dick Cavett interview or multiple interviews on a disc like this, I'm all in on it. This also has the radio adaptation of the film from 1943, and featuring an introduction by Cecil B. DeMille and other features. This one also has, I opened this one up too, this one has an interesting, I'll just show the inside a little bit. It's got a booklet, as most of the Criterion Collection releases do, and then just behind the booklet here we'll show just an image from the film there. Really excited about this one, rewatching this one, watching the extra features, watching those Dick Cavett interviews. Super excited about that. This next one is spine number 516, John Ford's Stagecoach. I recently watched this one and I didn't have it in my collection, so I thought I'd pick it up. Again, it has glare because of the plastic on it at this point, but I recently watched it on the Criterion channel. Love this film. Really, really good. So important, I think, in John Wayne's career. You know, what it did for his career, of course. It essentially started his career, I believe. But this one's got a lot of extra features on it too. An audio commentary by Western authority Jim Kitsis. Bucking Broadway, a 1917 silent feature by John Ford with new music composed and performed by Donald Sosin. New video appreciation of Stagecoach with director and Ford biographer Peter Bogdanovich, which I watched on the Criterion channel also. I think I mentioned before, I do have the Criterion channel, so I've been previewing a lot of these titles on the Criterion channel. So this has a new video homage to legendary stuntman Yakima Canute with celebrated stunt coordinator Vic Armstrong. Many, many more extra features on this one. So I'm really excited to add this movie to my collection. It does have, just on watching it too, you can tell what an influence it had on movies like Indiana Jones, as an example. There's a sequence near the end of the film on the Stagecoach that absolutely reminded me of Indiana Jones. So I'm sure that directors like Spielberg probably took inspiration from this film. Spine number 779. This is Mulholland Drive from David Lynch. I'm working to complete my David Lynch collection, so this one was next on my list. I have quite a few Lynch films. I think I'm only missing a couple of them. I'll probably do a video on David Lynch at some point, but I did want to open this one up too, just to show some of the inside of it. This has extra features on it as well. New interviews with Lynch. I love watching interviews with David Lynch, by the way. Really, really great interviews. On-set footage, deleted scenes, etc. There's a booklet inside that I'm going to show as well. But the thing I wanted to show too, some of the Criterion releases come in these digibooks or digipacks. I think it's a digibook. And sometimes what happens in shipments is these corners get a little, I'll show another one in a minute, where the corners are a little crumpled here. So I like the digibook, but I'm concerned about it getting damaged in shipment, which often happens. So the inside of this is great too, just to show some of the details here. This opens up and shows some images from the film, if you've seen the film, and then on the inside again too. Very cool there. And it also has a booklet. Again, a lot of this reminds me of Twin Peaks a little bit. A lot of the art design reminds me of Twin Peaks for sure. And then this booklet on the inside, which I haven't had a chance to really take a look at, but it's got, again, some screenshots and what looks like an interview here. So really excited about this one. Haven't seen Mulholland Drive in a long time, and I didn't have the Criterion release of it, so I'm very excited to have this release. While I'm talking about David Lynch, this next one is spine number 1051. This is The Elephant Man. Again, I saw this many, many years ago. I haven't seen it in a long time. Just look at that beautiful artwork. This is also a digibook, which I've opened up so you can take a look at it. This has a lot of extra features on it as well. Archival interviews with David Lynch and actor John Hurt. Producers Mel Brooks. Of course, The Elephant Man is a film where David Lynch was given some funds and is very thankful to Mel Brooks for this movie. Very different than his other movies, but just an amazing film. The Terrible Elephant Man revealed, a 2001 documentary about the film. John Merrick, The Real Elephant Man, a 2005 program featuring archivist Jonathan Evans. Many, many more extras on this one. Really beautiful artwork on the inside as well. Really, really amazing stuff here. So I was really excited to see this release, and David Lynch is so well represented in the Criterion collection. Here's the inside. This part of it is pretty simple, but there's a booklet as well, which is here. You can see the artwork on the front and on the back of the booklet. And then on the inside, and again, I haven't had a chance to look at this, but it looks like an interview. But again, really, really amazing work here from the Criterion collection. I'm really excited to revisit this film. I saw it back in, this film was released in 1980, and I'm sure I saw it at that point. The next one is spine number 952, and this is the Magnificent Emersons, and I saw this recently on the Criterion channel. This is also a digibook. Really, really excited about this. This movie is a film that Orson Welles made after Citizen Kane, and I happen to think it's a little bit better than Citizen Kane. And I haven't seen Citizen Kane in many, many years, but I really love this film, and I think part of the appeal of this film is that if you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. The film that never was. Basically what happened here in short, and all the supplements talk about this, is that Orson Welles began this film, and then many things happened to move him away from the film. He actually went down to Brazil and the film was cut up. Many parts of the film are lost for good, which I think is part of the appeal of the film too, because you see the film and you realize that this is the film that could have been if they had had that extra footage. The plot of the film too was in direct contrast to what was happening in the country at that point too. But I highly recommend watching this. There's a lot of interest around this movie because of that. This has new interviews with film historians Simon Callow and Joseph McBride, new video essays by scholars Francois Thomas and Christopher Husted, director Orson Welles on the Dick Cavett Show. Again, this one has another interview, which I've seen, which is an amazing interview with Orson Welles on the Dick Cavett Show. And I could watch those interviews over and over again. I really enjoy those. Segment from a 1925 silent adaptation of the Magnificent Emersons, audio from the 1978 AFI Symposium on Welles, audio interviews with Welles conducted by filmmaker Peter Bogdanovich. This is a great release, absolutely beautiful release from the Criterion Collection, and a film that was filled with some controversy and some loss, and so I just love this film, and I'm so happy to have it in my collection now. The last release I'm going to show you is one of my favorite trilogies, and I had a chance to see this again on the Criterion channel and really enjoyed it. And this is overall spine number 587, but you can see I think this may be a bit of a numbering issue here too. You have 587 here, but then each of the films is individually numbered 588, 589, and 590, and then there's a booklet here. This is the Three Colors trilogy by Kieslowski, and I absolutely love this trilogy. It's one of my favorites. It's got a ton of extra features on it. I'll just read a few of them, and I'll show the booklet here too. But this is really amazing, and I might do a separate video on this, but I will say that my favorites in this, and you know, this trilogy is very well connected, but in such a way that you could watch it over and over again and really get some new meaning out of it. Blue, white, and red. And I will say my favorites at this point are in favorites order. Red, blue, and white. Red is just simply amazing, really great. It really ties things together too in some ways. This has 3 cinema lessons with the director Kieslowski, which must be amazing. I haven't seen those yet. New interviews with the co-writer, composer, and actors Julia Delpy, Irene Jacob, and others. Selected scene commentary featuring Juliette Binoche. New video essays on blue, white, and red by film writers. A full-length 1995 documentary featuring Kieslowski. Again, I'm so excited about this. I'm such a big fan, and I seem to be connecting with Kieslowski more and more these days. And this is a treasure right here. I really love this film, or I love this trilogy. So I'm just going to show, I'll show the booklet here. And this is another situation too, where as you can see at the top here, if you can, in shipment, this got damaged on the top. Now, it's great to have the content, but I think when Criterion's putting together these sets, sometimes they really get damaged in shipment. Very cool picture of Kieslowski here in the front, and there's nothing on the back, just black, and then a booklet with some shots from the movie, and there's another one that's really good. Really great trilogy. So if you haven't seen this one, I highly recommend picking up this trilogy or watching any Kieslowski films. So that is my Criterion Collection flash sale, 24-hour flash sale haul for 2020. I believe I've been reading that there may be a sale, a Barnes & Noble sale coming up in November. So I'm really hopeful for that. With the 24-hour flash sale, you really have to have your choices in line for ordering, and you want to order before things run out of stock online. But hopefully with the Barnes & Noble sale, if there is one, it's a little bit longer, usually about a month long. So I'm hoping for that in November. But let me know in the comments below if you picked up something from the sale, what some of your favorite Criterion Collection titles are. If you have any recommendations, I'd love those too. I want to say thanks so much to everyone who's been commenting and asking questions. I really do appreciate it, and I try to get to as many of the comments as I can. And if you like this video, click on like. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. I sincerely hope that everyone is safe and well, and I'll talk to you soon.